news coming into the studio. Let's get right to legal eagle Hans von Spakovsky with the Heritage Foundation. Hans, here's the news. This story of the mass stabbing in Las Vegas. 8 attacked, including showgirls at the Wynn Hotel in Vegas. 2 now dead. An illegal immigrant from Guatemala, here illegally again. He's now the suspect. He reportedly has a criminal record in California. What do you say to this story?
Well, California has a sanctuary policy. They refuse to do anything, even about criminal illegal aliens. They refuse to call DHS to deport them. And of course, these days, DHS won't deport them. This is just one of literally hundreds of thousands of crimes committed across the United States by illegal aliens, repetitive crimes, which wouldn't happen, not a single one of them, if those aliens were not in the United States.
We've got to move on to this story. Democrats release felons out of prison with their policies. It's happening coast to coast. But then they don't do any oversight. Vietnam War veteran Keith Cooper, he was murdered in Chicago in a carjacking in the summer of 2021. His family and estate sued, but the judge and a sheriff in Chicago, Cook County, they're now asking the judge to throw out their lawsuit. They claim it's not their fault he was murdered by 2 criminals with a track record who were set free from jail on electronic home monitoring devices, and then no one tracked them.
It is directly their fault. In fact, the court system in Chicago has been particularly aggressive about pushing no bail policies and allowing criminals out with just electronic monitoring. And Kim Foxx, the rogue prosecutor there, has a habit of not even prosecuting those criminals when, for example, they cut off their electronic bracelets. It's those no bail policies, lack of prosecution, and frankly, the defund the police movement that have led to these kind of crimes and the spike in violent crime all over the country shown by the latest FBI statistics.
How can they go weak on crime when in places like Chicago, when Chicago police there say it's loaded with 55 gangs, 117,000 gang members there, but they set free criminals who reoffend again and again. One guy, he was rearrested 15 times. He vandalized the merchandise mart. You see that here in New York City. One guy attacked a fashion model on the subway last February, 44 prior arrests. Another guy, 103 times he was rearrested. He was let go and he stabbed an Uber Eats delivery man. Your final word on this?
The progressive liberals who are behind these policies have no interest in what's really happening in all of these areas and the deaths occurring because of their policies.
But, you know, so regular Americans, U.S. taxpayers, they have to be the guinea pigs in their thought experiment?
Yeah, that's basically it. And the answer to this is at the ballot box, to get rid of these rogue prosecutors, to get rid of state court judges that are engaging this kind of behavior.
How about suing them and putting them in the docket? Okay, Hans von Spakovsky, thanks for joining us. Have a good week.